You don't have to be the expert in the industry to help change people's lives. I'm no expert in homeschooling. I'm no expert in video, but I'm just the girl that decided to step out in courage and just start talking to a camera. Let me ask you this question. What would it feel like to have unstoppable confidence? What would it feel like to be comfortable and confident in your own skin on camera? And what would it feel like to be able to connect with people as your most authentic self on camera? Well, we're going to dive into that and so much more in today's episode. My name is Heather Torres, and I am your host of the Think Media podcast, the #1 podcast to help you grow your YouTube influence and then turn that influence into a high impact and a high profit YouTube channel. Well, I'm giddy today because I get to bring you a behind the scenes clip of one of the talks that I did at Grow with Video Live. That is our annual conference that we host here at Think. And this year it's actually virtual. So you can get your tickets at growwithvideolive.com. But today's episode is actually a talk that I gave all about how to have unstoppable confidence. Now, I believe that your mess is your message. And right now I'm sitting here totally confident on camera. But let me tell you, friend, that is not how I started. And so I'm excited to share this video with you, this talk with you, because I'm going to be breaking down what my journey was like to where I am today in my YouTube career, how you can apply some of the steps that I took to help you get confident on camera, and some of the things that are holding us back from making our best content. All of that and more is in today's episode. So let's jump into that right now. Notebook, grab your pen, because I'm going to give you 3 power tips for being confident on camera right now. All right, get your pen ready. Here we go. Number 1, when you get in front of the camera, I want you to roll your shoulders back. This is something I have to do every single time. I was just doing it backstage. You need to roll your shoulders back, okay? Number 2, I want you to look directly in the lens. Not off to the side, not down, not at the little selfie screen that's on your camera. I want you to look directly into that lens. And then number 3 is I want you to take a deep breath. Let's do that together right now. And then you press record. Those 3 tips I want you to apply to your next time that you are on camera. And today's session, we're going to be talking all about the art of confidently connecting on camera and the Think Media content formula. We're going to be walking through the Think Media content formula, the mistake you might be making when you start your videos, and what to do instead, and why you haven't made your best video yet. And when I bring this to you, I want you to know that I never thought I would be on camera. I never thought I'd be standing on a stage speaking to thousands of people right now. That was not on my agenda. For me, entrepreneurship really looked unclear. It looked a lot like this. Now, I know there's people like Sean Cannell and Chris Ducker who really had a vision for what they wanted, and they knew what they wanted to go after. People like Oprah Winfrey and Elon Musk, you know, they really saw what it could look like. But for me, that's what entrepreneurship looked like. It was kind of foggy, kind of hazy. I mean, I knew I wanted to get out there. I knew I wanted to create change in the world, but it never really looked clear. Let me know if you can relate to that in the chat. It never really looked clear. I would see other people and I would think, man, I want to do that. But I never really knew what that was. Like, what was my thing? Let me know if you can relate to feeling like, what was my thing? I got married early in life. Oh, not early in life. I got married young. This is my husband, Isaiah. We got married 14 years ago. And I knew above anything else that I wanted to be a mama. We struggled for a few years with infertility, and I birthed 2 beautiful children. And I remember thinking as I was lying there holding my baby, breastfeeding in the middle of the night, and really just thinking about what their life was going to be like. And I thought, man, I never want to go back to work. I want to work, but I never want to go back to work. I don't want to leave my baby. I want to be here. I want to see all of these moments. I struggled so hard to finally have children that when it was time, I wanted to spend time with them. And through the years of being an early mom, I remember fighting this feeling of mom guilt as I would do this entrepreneurial thing or I'd do this freelance thing. And I would always feel like I was just struggling. Let me know if you can relate to this, because I think a lot of times the journey of an entrepreneur that we see today, we don't necessarily see these pieces of knowing that we don't feel like we're measuring up, feeling like we're stuck in a depressive state. After I had my second baby, I really struggled with postpartum depression and really tried to figure out, who am I now? Now that I'm a wife and a mother and someone who wants to do big things in the world, who am I?
Well, there's a saying that atrial fibrillation begets atrial fibrillation. It is a progressive condition, and the earlier that it is detected and treated, we can prevent that progression, and there's a better chance to maintain normal rhythm for a patient when it's detected earlier.
So the question of what are the symptoms of atrial fibrillation, it can be quite variable for patients, and that can also be a challenge because everyone may not have the same symptoms. But in general, the common symptoms are going to be a rapid pulse. Some people may feel palpitations, an irregular pulse, which can also be felt as palpitations. People can sometimes feel short of breath, possibly chest discomfort, dizziness, fatigue, exercise intolerance. Rarely, but sometimes people can pass out.
If it's not detected early, not only can it be progressive, but it can lead to other cardiac problems such as weakening of the heart muscle or a condition called congestive heart failure. And it's also been demonstrated that if patients have atrial fibrillation and it's not identified and they're not treated with a blood thinner to protect them from a risk of stroke, it could also be a risk factor for dementia. So protecting the overall cardiac health, protecting and preventing the progression of atrial fibrillation, preventing perhaps onset of dementia and risk of a stroke. These are all reasons why it's important to identify it and treat it as early as possible.
World, who am I? And I remember juggling kids and really, literally juggling 2 children on my hips. Yes, that was me. And doing countless hours of building and building and building while having babies on my lap. And if that's you right now, you're probably watching. I know there's a mom or 2 or a dad or 2 out there, and you've probably got a little one either sitting on your lap physically or they're running around right in front of you. And I just want to speak into you and say, enjoy this season. This is a season for you to be in your learning season. This is a season for you to be the person that's most important in their life, while you're also gaining the skills and the abilities that you need for when it's your time to step out. And through that, I knew that I wanted to help people. And walking through postpartum depression, I really discovered that fitness was one of the ways I was able to release how I felt. And throughout my journey of even understanding how to change my mindset and how to live a healthier lifestyle and how to, really develop community around me. Come on, moms, that's what you need around you. I started teaching, and I was so blessed to be able to start teaching 5 moms. 5 moms. It started with 5 moms. We would go to the park and we would do a workout with our babies in the strollers. And it started with just seeing small transformations in their lives. And through that journey of being able to teach pre and postpartum fitness, I was able to grow that more and more and more. And we created a village of women who were supporting each other, who were transforming each other. And throughout that journey, I knew, wow, I really love teaching. And let me know if you can relate to the idea of feeling like you don't know what your thing is, but you know kind of the direction you want to go in. And so that's what I did. I just started taking step after step after step, kind of falling a little bit and stumbling a little bit and feeling like it's just kind of this black space, but I know I'm headed in the right direction. And that's probably where you are right now. You know you want to do video. You know you want to create content. You know you want to build those pieces that Chris Ducker just laid out, but you just don't know where. You don't know how to get there. And through going along and building up what that fitness journey looked like, I came across this quote, and it said, "The future belongs to those who learn more skills and combine them in creative ways." And I was learning skills. I was taking online courses. I was reading books. I was developing my own curriculum of how I knew I wanted to show up in the world. And that last piece there, combining them in creative ways. And I thought, how do I want to do this creatively? How can I be different? How can I stand out? What does that look like? And knowing that I wanted to be with my babies, I knew that the digital age was on the rise. Facebook had just released their online marketing platform. They had just announced that they were going to be doing online advertising. And I thought, I can do that. I can help other small businesses learn how to use these platforms. It made sense to me. I understood marketing from going to college, but combining that skill in a creative way and helping small businesses understand social media, that was my ticket. I knew that's what I needed to do. And through going along that journey, I knew that I needed to get good people around me. Come on, you're not going to be doing this alone. You're not going to be able to walk through this journey of entrepreneurship without combining your skills with someone else's. And I knew back when I was holding those babies, I wanted to help people. And I knew that my ticket to being able to help you was if I could just be alongside someone who had a bigger vision than me. And so our family moved to Las Vegas, and there was this guy on the internet making these videos. Do you know who he is? Sean Cannell. He was just starting his full-time journey into YouTube. And I thought, wow, I have these skills of understanding online marketing, and I know that video is where I need to be next. Now, let me tell you, I was not confidently saying, man, I know I need to be on video. I was saying, I need to be on video? Well, I don't even like what I look like. I mean, my teeth are big, I laugh really loud, I always shrug my shoulders, I don't really feel comfortable in my own skin. But I knew I needed to be on video because video was going to be the vehicle to me being able to help people. And so I started to build the village around me in that way, the same way that I did in my fitness journey. And I connected with Sean Cannell, and we decided that, wow, our visions matched, and I could help him create something, and I would be able to be home with my babies. And so from that journey, we created Video Ranking Academy, which we have thousands of students in now. And being alongside someone who has a big vision, let me tell you, if you're not connected with someone who has a bigger vision than you need to get in a better room. Here at Grow with Video Live, there are people in the chat right now that you need to connect with. Their visions are so big, it's scary, and you can help them get there. You might be that person. You might be the entrepreneur that's got the crazy big vision. Where are the people around you who are going to help you get there? And so I walked through this journey, right? Every day, kind of moving the clouds away a little bit more, and the light was shining a little bit more of where I needed to go. And then I needed to actually learn video. And so Omar came onto the team, and I just dove into understanding, how do they create content? What do they think about? You know, I come from more of an analytical brain, right? I was doing Facebook ads. I like the spreadsheets and the strategies, but I needed to be around artists. I needed to be around creatives. I needed to think differently about where I was going. And all the while, I was building my confidence, thinking, well, if they can do this, I can do this. I mean, Sean shared his story earlier. He was making videos in his bedroom, and I thought, well, that's not hard. You don't have to go to school to understand video? And so through that, I grabbed my smartphone and I started making videos. Nothing too scary, right? I started with 15-second Snapchats, but I needed to get comfortable in front of the camera. I needed to start to understand, what does my voice sound like? And what's the best angle? Come on, what's the best angle? And I would look at these stories and I would think, how do I develop a daily story? Not just what's my food and how are my kids doing, but how can I bring someone along the journey? And I started to see how Omar and how Sean, how they were creating these stories around video. And video is so much more than just grabbing the camera. It really is about understanding how you get someone from point A to point B. And so through that, I started learning more, and I started gaining confidence, and I started doing the reps of video. I need you to write that down because that's probably your next step. You actually just need to start doing the reps of making videos. So over time, over the years, I would make these Snapchat videos. And then over time, working with Sean and working with Omar, I was pushed into stepping outside my comfort zone and starting to actually making YouTube videos. And catalyst that forward, I now have videos that have gone viral on YouTube. We started Think Media at 16,000 subscribers, and now we're at 1.3 million subscribers. That's a lot of people watching videos. And now I'm a host of the Think Marketing Podcast, one of the fastest growing marketing podcasts in the world. And that all just started from an unconfident girl who didn't know what she wanted to do. And all I knew I wanted to do was help people. That's as far as I knew. I didn't see this vision. And so I just want to speak into you and say, if you know that you want to help people, then your next step is the reps of video. Your next step is to actually get connected to people that you can help first before you step out and start doing it. So I wanted to take a second and help you get grounded. I want you to close your eyes. I know you're like, okay, Heather, close my eyes. Yes, I need you to close your eyes for this exercise. Okay, remember, what you put in is what you get out. Okay, so here's what I want you to do. I want you to close your eyes and I want you to think. Imagine what it would feel like to have unlimited confidence. Imagine what it feels like to know that you are secure in who God made you to be. Imagine what it would feel like to be unapologetic and unashamed of how you look, what your body shape is, what the color of your skin is, what the background is. Imagine what it would feel like to show up in the world just as you.
I have a W-2 and a 1099, and I spoke with a TurboTax expert who helped me file with confidence. Doing these grinds is hard, but filing with TurboTax is easy.
File your taxes with expert help, plus a final review at no extra charge.
What does it feel like? Do you see her? Do you see him? It's critical that you understand that that feeling that you just grasped a hold of, usually we don't want to go there because the fear's too hard. I remember the first time I did this visualization exercise, I thought, yeah, okay, I could feel confident. But no, I really want you to lean in. I really want you to think, what would this actually feel like to just be me, to just show up to the world the way that I am and to help people? What does that feel like? And usually the reason we have fear alongside that is because we're stuck inside of our comfort zone. That little circle that's right around you right now, that you know if you step out, you might fail. If you step out of that circle right there, that you might let someone down, or you might feel like, well, who am I to be doing this? I need to tell you, friend, that what we're about to do here at Growth Video Live, it's outside your comfort zone. You need to step out into the life that I know is ready for you. So the next thing that holds us back is the fear of the gear. When we are going through, how do I get started? How do I get confident on camera? Usually I hear this. Well, yeah, I'm going to do that when I insert buy camera, get the right lighting, change my hair, get my teeth fixed, get a boob job, whatever it is. Usually there's some fear attached to it. And the number one fear that we hear is fear of the gear. Well, I don't know how to use my camera. Well, I don't know what the best lighting is. Oh yeah, I'm gonna wait till I get that microphone and then I'm gonna do it, right? We wrap it into this excuse of the fear of the gear. But I need to tell you, I got to 1.3 million views on a video by using an iPhone. That's right. You just got to get started. You have to start with what you have. You start with what you already have. There are people right now who are crushing it on video and they do not even understand how to use a DSLR or a microphone or anything like that. All you need is what you have. If you're ready to step outside your comfort zone and you're ready to actually get started in video, I want you to just grab your phone today and make a video. That's all you have to do. Yes, can you upgrade and can you do things later? Absolutely. But you need to just start with what you have. And I'm excited because we have a session coming up with Omar El-Takori from the Think Media team, and he's going to be breaking down the different gear for every YouTube budget. So we're smashing that excuse today for getting started and stepping outside of your comfort zone. And when you get started on video, you need to just start messy. Man, when I look back at some of my first videos, it is horrible. Yes, when I look back at some of my first videos, my voice is up really high like this, and I'm so nervous, and it took me so long to make the video and so long to edit the video. And I just had to realize that it's not going to be perfect, and you have to start messy. When you get started, hear me, you need to just start messy. That will help you to break the excuse of actually getting started. If you have a smartphone, if you have a webcam, you can start making videos right now. Your first videos are going to be your worst videos. Yeah, your first videos will be your worst videos. Did you see Sean's first video? Yeah, it's not like he's Sean of today. He was Sean a decade ago, sitting there saying, I want to be unentertaining and this is not like, no. You're going to start messy. Your first videos are going to be your worst videos. So let's get those out of the way. And here's what my first videos looked like. The first one, you can tell, it's on a webcam. And what am I doing? I'm not even doing the power tip I told you about. I'm not even looking at the camera. Yes, that is me in my bedroom. I put a couch behind me. I've got headphones on. It's the worst audio. I was so nervous. I did not even look at the camera. Yes, I put it out there. Thousands of views on that video. Your first videos, they're probably going to be your worst videos. That next image is me standing there on a box. We were doing a live training. That was my first time actually live training like I'm doing right now. And you'll notice I'm standing there on this box. I'm standing on a box. Why? Well, because Sean's like 6'3" and I'm 5'5". I look like a child compared to him. So when we stand next to each other and teach, I have to stand on a box. So there's some behind the scenes for you. But you'll notice my arms, they're like this, right? You like see my arms? I literally taught for like an hour like this. Why? Because I was so nervous that I had pit stains. And so I had to keep my arms in like this because I was like, well, if I move my arms, they're going to see this. You got to start messy, friend. That's what you need to do. If I can do this, you can do this. You'll notice I'm wearing a black shirt. If you came from our YouTube Influence Challenge, you know that there's a reason for a black shirt, right? It covers the pit stains. That's a tip for you. You're welcome. But this is also what Mike and Catherine did. He started messy. Now, Mike just grabbed a camera. He got started. I think it was like 480i. It's like the blurriest camera. Look at the camera quality. I mean, no lighting. He's like walking through products that you need, but Mike just started. Your first videos are going to be your worst videos. Now, I love Mike. I love Catherine. They now have a great videographer that's helping them, but they just got started with what they had. I don't even think it was even as great of quality as like an iPhone. It literally was like the worst camera you could get. Sean says it looks like it's done on a baked potato. But Mike and Catherine, they're getting 10 million views a month. What would that do to your family? What would that do for your influence? Whether it's a crappy camera or the best camera, what would that do for your message? To be getting 10 million views a month. And like I said, I'm excited because Mike is going to be telling us how he did it on that YouTube for Business panel. Now, here's something I need you to know. You do not need permission to start on YouTube. Did you know that?
We welcome those who drive change. BMW is innovating their development process with Microsoft's safe, secure AI tools and guidance. Let us help you do the same. Challengers welcome.
The itch and rash of moderate to severe eczema disrupts my skin night and day. Despite treatment, it's still not under control. But now I have Rinvoq. Rinvoq is a once-daily pill that reduces the itch and helps clear the rash of eczema fast. Some taking Rinvoq felt significant itch relief as early as 2 days, and some achieved dramatic skin.
In the society that we live in, we think we need someone to tell us that it's okay to get started. Hear me, friend. It's okay to get started on YouTube. It's okay to start picking up your phone and making videos. You do not need permission to do this. You are already qualified. Sean teed us up in that first session. He said, what are you good at? What are you passionate about? You are already qualified. My question to you is, are you a few steps ahead of someone else? You know, when I started my homeschooling channel here on YouTube, I was so scared. I like, there's no other way to say it. I was so scared of judgment. I was scared of not being qualified enough. I was like, I'm just starting. I don't even know what I'm doing. But there are moms who needed what I had. They needed to hear my perspective on why we chose to homeschool and what curriculum we decided to do. I'm not an expert in homeschooling by any means, but I know enough to help the mom next to me. Do you know enough to help the person next to you? Are you just a little bit further along in the journey and you wish there was someone like you that could have helped you along the way, not make the same mistakes, to speak life into you, to give encouragement, to tell you what to buy and what not to buy? That's what you can do when you start messy. It's not about you, it's about them. So I want you to pick up the camera and get started. But your next question might be, well, okay, Heather, but how do I actually make a video? Maybe right now you're already making videos. Maybe you're on the platform already making videos, but maybe you're like half the people that are here and you haven't even started yet. So I'm going to tell you our Think Media content formula. But the first thing I need you to know is that we actually have put together 2 amazing videos for you over on YouTube, where we're going to show you step by step in 30 minutes how to actually make a video, edit the video, make the thumbnail, and upload it to YouTube, all using your phone. We're cracking your excuses today on actually getting started. And if you're a little bit more advanced, we have another video for you where Sean walks you through how to make the video, how to edit the video on Premiere, how to make a thumbnail on Photoshop, and then how to release that video on YouTube. You can get the links for those from our team, but that's where you need to go if you want to know, how do I make the video? Like, how do I actually make the cake, Heather? That's how you do it. But I want to show you here what we call our Think Media video formula. Now, there are teachers out there that I really believe completely overcomplicate the idea of making videos. There is a secret recipe to making videos, and it only includes 3 things. If you're like me and you don't actually love to cook, I'm literally a box cooker. I need someone to tell me you only need to add oil, eggs, and water. That is what we're doing here today on the Think Media video formula. This is not some magical formula, but this is proven over and over and over for not just us here at Think Media. We've tested this with so many different types of niches and videos. This is the secret sauce to making videos. So I need you to lean in. It's going to start with a hook. We're going to walk through number 1, which will be the hook. And then you put your content in. And the last thing you do is your call to action. Write those down. You need your hook, your content, and your call to action. Now, let's break this down. The hook. Well, what is a hook? The hook's purpose is to grab attention and convince your viewer to watch the rest of the video. That is the entire intention of the hook. Now, the hook is exactly what you start when you start the video. That is where your hook belongs. And I'm going to give you something called our swipe copy. What is that? It means we're literally giving you the fill in the blanks. You remember those from school? You would get the whole thing and you just have to fill in the one word. That's what I'm giving you today so that you can make your video today. All right, so what is a swipe copy for the hook? Well, here's one of them. It's called the clarity hook. In this video, I'm going to show you how to fill in the blank. Our friend Cami is here today. She's running Grow with Video Live, and her hook is, in this video, I'm going to show you how to make cauliflower rice. Wow, I know exactly what I'm doing. Remember, we need to grab attention and we need to want them to watch the video all the way through. Now, the reason you want to make your hook intriguing and give clarity is because when someone goes through and clicks your thumbnail, they've seen your thumbnail and your title, you want them to immediately know they're in the right place. Let me know if you've watched videos like this. You click on the video and this is what you hear. Hey guys, thank you so much for being here. I'm so excited that you're watching my video. It's been so long. Like, I had to take my cat to the vet and like everything got crazy. But yeah, you know, I'm back here and I'm super excited because you're here. So click that subscribe button right now. Wow. That is not how you want to start a video. I don't even know if I'm in the right place, and I also don't really care about your cat. So when you start your hook on a video, it needs to be punchy. And a clarity hook is so great because it allows someone to know I'm in the right place. This is my girl. This is who I need to learn from. Now, the next one is the problem solution hook. The problem solution hook. And here's what you start with. Are you struggling with X? What is X? What are they struggling with? What keeps them up at night? In this video, I'm going to teach you, share with you, explain to you how to blank. This is powerful because someone is coming to YouTube, they're typing in the search bar, they have a problem, and guess what? You're bringing them the solution. This is powerful because as someone is going and scrolling through, they want you to know, wow, they know me, they get me, she gets me. So the problem solution hook is a valuable hook to use. Okay, now you have two options. Either you do the clarity hook or the problem solution hook in your first video. The next thing we're going to talk about is the content. This is what I call the meat and potatoes of your video. Your content is critical. I need you to be planning out your content before you press record. If there's one mistake I see a lot of video creators making, it's they just turn on the camera and just think they're going to wing it. Let me tell you, winging it is not the way. You need to be planned and have a purpose for every video. We're going to jump into the content. Now, the content, I suggest that you script an outline. We get asked here at Think Media, do you guys read off of teleprompters? What do you do? I usually bullet point my points that I'm going through when I'm doing a video. I know what number 1 is, what number 2 is, and what number 3 is. And you'll notice number 2 is number your points or steps. Now, this is a great piece of psychology that when you tell someone they're going to learn 5 things, they're usually going to stick around in the video to actually watch 5 things, right? If I were to come to you and say, don't make these 7 mistakes, well, won't you want to watch all 7 to make sure you don't make those mistakes? So when you number your points and steps, you actually increase your retention rates on your videos. And then the next thing is you want to make your videos as long as they need to be, but as short as possible. When you're getting started on video, it is not recommended that you start with 45-minute videos. It's not recommended for you to stay consistent with that, and it's not recommended for your audience to just come in watching long-form videos. You want to be punchy. You want to get the point across. You want to go on dates with people throughout your videos. That's what it's like. When people say, I've been binge watching your videos, that's like going on mini dates, exchanging a handshake, having a cup of coffee, going to the zoo. Like all of those things, going to the zoo, that was my example. All of those things are critical when you're walking through your content. So I want you to be brief, be bright, be fun, and be done on your video. And how do you end a video? Well, you start with the hook. You give them the content, and then you give a call to action, or a CTA in marketing lingo. Now, a call to action, you need to tell someone where to go next. Where do they need to go next? You don't just end the video, hey, subscribe to my video, like my video, do all these things with my video. You need to say, hey, if you enjoyed this video, then the next one you need to watch is this one. Tell them where you want them to go. In a relationship, when you are communicating with a partner, there's always the back and forth, right? Like you want to be overly communicating with a partner. Same thing goes with video. Going into video and going into the online space and being an entrepreneur, like Sean said, is being a problem solver. And I'm sure you probably solve more than one problem. And so people need to know, what is my next step that I need to take with you? You can send them to another video. You can send them to a free download. We're going to talk about building your email list later on. Or something like schedule a call. If you have a service-based business, like one of the dentists that we're going to share with you later on, he pushes people to giving him a call so he can schedule a dental appointment with them. And again, when you start on video, I want you to remember this over and over again. You need to just start messy. But what if you're still struggling? You're like, okay, Heather, got it. I need to step out of my comfort zone. I need to make a video with a hook, a content, a CTA. I'm writing all this stuff down. Great. But when it's time to get the camera out, when it's time to hook up the microphone, when it's actually time to start the YouTube video, what if you're still being held back? I want you to journal this. What is holding you back from making your best videos? Not just making videos, because I've given you now what you need to do. But what's holding you back from actually making your best videos? And I believe that one of the things that we as entrepreneurs love to say is, well, I'm a perfectionist. Yeah. Feel that one? Is that you too? Yeah. I mean, it's just not perfect yet.
Well, there goes our ad budget.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda from the Kelley Blue Book Best Value brand. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or hurry into your local Honda dealer today.
Perfectionism is probably holding you back from making your best videos. Perfectionism is wrapped in fear. It's a beautiful, pretty word to say, I'm actually scared of failure. I'm actually scared that someone's going to judge me. I'm actually scared that I'm going to get a rude comment. I'm actually scared that they're actually going to call out that I have big teeth. Perfectionism might be holding you back. And I love this quote by Brene Brown. She says, perfectionism is a 20-ton shield that we lug around thinking it will protect us, when in fact, it's the thing that's really preventing us from taking flight. And she says, authenticity is the daily practice of letting go of who you think you're supposed to be. That's perfectionism. It's who you think you're supposed to be and embracing who you are. And if you know my message, if you've been around Think Media, I need to tell you this. You are enough. You are already enough. You do not need to let the perfectionism, the fear of failure, the fear of judgment hold you back. You are enough. What does enough mean? It means you're worthy of this. It means that you already have it inside of you to do this. It means that you show up for your life unapologetically about who you are, what your voice is, what your message is. It means that beautifully and messy, we show up broken and bruised, but you're enough for this. I need you to hear this. I don't know if someone's told you before, you can't do this. Who are you? Why do you think this could be what you do? Why don't you get a real job? Have you heard those? I need to speak this into you. You are enough. You already have this in you. You can show up confidently and boldly and courageously, not for you, but for the people you need to help. They are waiting for you on the other side of your fear. Your fear is holding you back from changing their life. It is not about you. Me being on this stage right now, I am not scared because I know that I have a message that needs to get to you. And that message today is you are enough. This is for you. I believe that you were born in this time with this technology, with this message inside of you right now on purpose. You were made on purpose for a purpose. You are enough. You are worthy. You are ready to step out and get your message to the world. You need to just start messy. You need to know that right now it's your time. You are here at Growth Video Live 2020, and I believe that is on purpose. I believe that when you set the intention that for this next year, you're going to be committed to growth, you're going to be committed to being a leader, that is what is actually going to change. It may not be the subscriber count, it may not be the money, it may not be the accolades, but what's going to change is you. Because what you do in obscurity is actually going to prepare you for popularity. And if you don't feel like you're enough today, when the pressure and the fame and the money and all of that is there, because let me tell you, I believe it, that it is there for you. But when it gets there, is it all going to come crumbling down? Are you not going to be able to hold up with your character and your integrity and your intention? Because when you were in obscurity, when it was 5 moms for me, were you preparing yourself for popularity? You need to build yourself up. If no one's talking this into you, I need you to write it out every day. I am enough. I need you to put it on a shirt like I did. I am enough. You are enough. You can do this, but you have to just start messy. So maybe it's perfectionism that's holding you back. It's the fear of failure. It's the fear of not feeling like you can do this. And again, remember me? Sweaty me? Looking not in the camera me? I'm here today speaking to you because I just put in the reps, because I just believed in my voice, because I boldly stepped out in courage and said, she needs me. He needs me. He needs to know that my mess is my message. The reason that I'm speaking confidence into you is because that woman that you saw holding those 2 babies had 0 confidence. I hated how I looked. I hated what I was saying. I hated that I wasn't living up to my God-given potential. And so I just need to speak it to you today, that you can do this. You have it in you, and you are enough. You just have to start messy, just the way that Mike did. And then what happens over time, as you're practicing, as you're building your community, as you're helping more people, what happens over time is things like this. I just talked to Mike the other day, him and his family, they're in Hawaii right now, living on a property that they were able to purchase because they invested their time in growth and knowing that the message they had and the products that they had, that they're worth it. And now their family is in Hawaii and they're living the best life because he just kept going and he just started messy. Maybe number 2 for you is actually this one. Maybe the thing that's holding you back from making your best videos is that you feel like an imposter. Who am I to be making these videos? Why should someone care what I have to say? I'm not the most talented, and I'm not really the expert in this. And imposter syndrome is really wrapped in the idea that you actually don't believe in what you're doing.
That I've got the support of Entre Leadership, I can be involved in the business and still see it grow, and I can still spend time with my family. I can still spend time with mom and dad, and I don't have to work every single day. I just get to enjoy running the businesses.
Describe me.
Complicated.
Loud, bossy, sassy. Then I'll ask you to do something and you just don't do.
It's a little much.
Thank you.
Okay, fine. It's pretty good. Thank you.
But smell better on me.
Okay. Definitely taking the E's.
Do you know how to make great food? Then make the YouTube video about it. Are you a mom with 6 kids and you know how to actually run a household? Make the YouTube videos about it. You don't have to be the expert in the industry to help change people's lives. I'm no expert in homeschooling. I'm no expert in video. But I'm just the girl that decided to step out in courage and just start talking to a camera. That's what I know is ready and waiting for you on the other side of you stepping out of your comfort zone. Getting rid of imposter syndrome and just saying, you know what? I'm going to start by just helping the people I have. I'm going to start by helping the people around me. And then from there, it'll grow. And I'm going to help those people. And from there, it'll grow. And I'm going to help those people. And I'm going to think about it like this. I'm just going to lead. If there's one thing that we need in this world right now, it is more leaders. So I'm just going to lead well. I'm going to be someone's best friend. You know that friend that you call who's really great at makeup, like my friend Jane? I love that she's great at makeup because I'm not. And she's not an expert at makeup, but she's my best friend who does makeup. And so I'm going to call her when I need makeup. Or what about a helper? You know, back when we used to live in communities with our parents, way back in the day, there was always like that mom, right? That mom that could help with anything. Maybe you're the helper. You don't necessarily need to be the expert in your industry, but maybe you qualify under one of these different things. You're a leader, a best friend, a guide. Instead of stepping into not feeling like an expert, give yourself a title like this and start making videos. Because I believe that you are braver than you believe. You are stronger than you seem. And you are smarter than you think. You are brave. You are bold. You are courageous. You've been through things. You are stronger than you seem. When you fall down, I want you to pick yourself back up. I know that this year has been hard for so many people. And as you walk through what it could look like in the future, I want you to remember that you've got it in you to get back up. When you've been kicked in the face and you know what that feels like, that success on the other side is so much sweeter. And I believe that you're smarter than you think. If there's a message I want you to leave with today, it's the idea that you are smart. Maybe someone in your past has told you you're dumb, you're stupid. I am here to tell you from the Growth Video Live stage, on the camera, into your home, that you are smart. You've figured it out to this point in your journey. You can figure it out from here. All you need to do is change your mindset of how you see yourself, and that will get you through it. And the last thing, Chris touched on this, is comparison. Maybe what's holding you back from making your best videos and connecting confidently on camera is the idea that you're comparing yourself to someone else. Man, this is my hardest one. I go through Instagram and I'm like, wow, look what she's doing. Wow, look what he's doing. And comparison is the thief of joy. Sink that in. Let it sink in. Comparison is the thief of joy. Don't you want to live a joyful life? When you think about what today could be, I want to lead with joy. Through the heartache, through the struggle, choose joy. And when you go into comparison is the thief of that joy. Like Chris said, when you start comparing your beginning to someone else's middle, that's where you get misaligned. And so here's what I want you to do. I want you to start unfollowing. Yep, that's right. I want you to go through Instagram, and I want you to go through Facebook, and I want you to go through the social media apps. And if you start to feel that rise up of comparison, I want you to actually click unfollow. Because it's not healthy for you as a content creator to always be living in this struggle of you not being good enough. You are good enough. And so what I need you to do today is go through your Instagram and just start unfollowing people. It doesn't mean you don't love them. I mean, I unfollow some of my best friends. Why? Because I start to feel that comparison creep up. And I know that right now I need to be in a space where I can help you. And so if I'm comparing myself to other people, that's actually not helping me move forward. So remember this. You have the ability to just unfollow. And going through these three enemies, and a lot of times in entrepreneurship, it really sometimes just feels like you're alone. Feels like maybe you're the only one that's struggling with these things. I bring these things up, and usually I'll get back from people in the crowd, like I'll see the head shakes. I know you're shaking your head. It's perfectionism. It's comparison. It's imposter syndrome. Usually those are the things that are holding you back. And I want you to take a moment right now. If you're in the chat, if you're on the discussion, if you're writing something down, I want you to just take a second. And I want you to get in the chat. And as I walk through these questions, I want you to think about, wow, this applies to me. And if it does, I want you to drop a red emoji. Because as we walk through this entrepreneurial journey, you need to know that you are not alone. You're not alone in feeling like this. And right now, if you're in the chat, here's what I want you to answer. Have you ever felt like you don't measure up?
IRS e-file is now open. Snap your W-2 and file your taxes 100% free. Plus, get your biggest refund. Roughly 37% of filers qualify. Simple Form 1040 returns. No schedules except for earned income tax credit, child tax credit, and student loan interest. File now.
My moderate to severe Crohn's symptoms kept me out of the picture. With Skyrizi, feel symptom relief at 4 weeks. Many people were in remission at 12 weeks, at 1 year, and even at 3 years.
Don't use if allergic. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and TB. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's.
Ask your gastroenterologist about Skyrizi.
If that's you right now, I need you to drop a red emoji. Have you ever felt like you don't measure up on camera? Have you ever felt like your ideas aren't good enough? I need you to drop an emoji in the chat. Have you ever felt insecure when you press that record button? If that sounds like you, I need you to drop an emoji in the chat. Have you ever allowed fear to keep you from getting started? If that's you, I need you to drop an emoji in the chat. And have you ever felt not enough? Like you don't have what it takes? I'll bet the chat right now is fired up. Because you're not alone in this. We all struggle with these things. This is all part of the journey. You're not going to make it to success without the struggle. These are the pieces behind the scenes of entrepreneurship. Getting over things like comparison, imposter syndrome, being able to step out boldly in who you are and who God created you to be. If this is you, if you feel like I'm just doing this alone, you're not alone. There's people from around the world right now who are firing up the chat because they want you to know that you're not doing this alone. You've got this in you. You have greatness inside of you. I believe this, friend. I believe that this is the ripple effect in our world that we need right now. Like when you throw a stone into water, and that stone starts to ripple out and ripple out and ripple out. That's what's happening here at Grow with Video Live. We're throwing the stone in, but you're the ripple. So I need you to step up boldly. I need you to have courage. I need you to be a leader in your family, in your household, in your community. It is important that you understand that you were made for this. For this time in history, you are going to be the vehicle for change. You need to grab the camera. You need to get over the fear. You need to step out, poop your pants scared, sweaty armpits and all, and just get started. You've got to start messy, friend. This is your year. I know it is. Thank you. Well, I hope that talk brought you value. I hope that you got your journal out and you were taking some notes. And I'm just curious, did you feel like any of those enemies were holding you back from making your best content? I shared in that, for me, it's about perfectionism. It's about imposter syndrome. And really, it's about just the lack of confidence. And so many of those things I've seen throughout my YouTube journey from not just myself, but from other content creators who are held back by feeling like they're an imposter or feeling like they don't really know what to do on YouTube. So I hope that this brought you encouragement and just a sneak peek of the type of content you're going to be getting at Grow with Video Live. Now, this year, we've taken so much feedback over the last few years about what you're looking for in a virtual conference. And one of the things that we're going to be doing this year are TED Talks. So short segments of just one action step that you can take. A lot of times the content is so rich that you feel like at the end, your journal's just full. And we want to make sure that you've got the step-by-step action steps to grow your channel this year. So we're going to be doing that this year at Grow with Video Live. We've also included a lot of networking time. Let me know in the comments if you're watching on YouTube or over on the reviews on Apple if getting to know other content creators is something that's important to you. I know when I first started on YouTube, I kind of felt alone on this journey. No one in my family knew what I was doing, and my friends outside of Think Media had zero clue about working on YouTube. So if you kind of feel alone and you want to connect with other people who are doing what you're doing, then Grow with Video Live is going to be the place for you. We've set aside networking time so that you can get to know people who are in the same stage as you, maybe in the same niche as you, or maybe someone you can partner or collaborate with in the future. So we've got that networking time set aside. We have so many things planned for you, along with giveaways, games, and so much more at this year's Grow with Video Live. So get your affordable ticket today at growwithvideolive.com. You can attend virtually from anywhere in the world, and I cannot wait to see you on screen at Grow with Video Live this year in August of 2021. Now, our podcast listeners know that this is the time of my favorite part of the podcast, where I get to connect with you, the listener, through our Apple review. I want to encourage you to rate and review the podcast because it not only helps boost my confidence by seeing the things you're writing. I mean, is that truth? Can I just tell you, it brings me so much joy to know that you're getting value out of this, but also it helps other content creators know that this is the place for them. We want to create this experience here at Think where everyone is welcome, but that they know that this is where they should be if they want to get serious about growing their YouTube channel. Today's review comes from Dark Blue 892. I like that name. They said, best podcast for brand building. I can't say enough good things about the Think Media team. I mean, come on, that is a confidence booster. Thank you so much, Dark Blue 892. What I will say is if you're building your personal brand, you need to listen to this podcast. Sean, Heather, and the team consistently oversell value in this community. Love you guys. Hey, Dark Blue 892, here's me throwing a heart emoji out at you. That all rhymed. Wow, that was really cool. Anyways, thank you for being a part of our Think community. Thank you for sharing what you're learning on the podcast and for encouraging others to dive into the episodes that we have here. I want to say again, if you're not subscribed, use this opportunity right now to click the subscribe button wherever you're consuming this content from so that next week's episode will show up for you in your feed. I want to thank you again for being a part of our Think community. Thank you so much for being a content creator that's taking action and that's being a force for change in this world. Thanks for being a part of our movement here at Think, and I can't wait to see you at Grow with Video Live 2021. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.
Not growing on YouTube? Learn the newest strategies for getting views and the best proven ways to make money at Grow with Video Live, a 2-day virtual conference. And you can get your tickets today at growwithvideolive.com.
Hello, handsome. And hello, random chair. Clean up with Apple Intelligence means goodbye, chair. iPhone 16e. Latest iPhone, greatest price.
Lessons I've learned. How can you increase your uploads? By the way, if you go live and you cut out some clips, you could go live one time, cut out 3 clips from that, and that could be 4 uploads. You start thinking smarter and not just harder and not just grit and hustle, but you think about strategy, just an observation. And we've learned, and that's one of the things we're implementing at Think Media is just how do we keep quality high while increasing quantity? Hear me if you say, well, which one's more important? In my opinion, quality is more important. I would rather put out one good video than 7 weak ones because I stretched myself too thin too soon.
So what are the secrets to some of the top performing YouTube channels? Here at Think, we love to study not only our students, but other YouTube channels that may not be considered YouTubers out in the world, meaning they may be businessmen or women, and we love to study what they're doing on YouTube to become successful. You know what I love about YouTube so much is that it's not just about the viral sensations like Mr. Beast, but it can be about everyday content creators and people who are making an impact outside of YouTube and bringing that impact on YouTube. And today, we're going to be diving into some lessons learned from a YouTuber with over 2 million subscribers. My name is Heather Torres, and I am your host of the Think Marketing Podcast, the #1 podcast to help you grow your influence on YouTube and then turn that influence into a high impact and a high profit YouTube channel. If you're brand new to the podcast, I want to encourage you to subscribe wherever you're listening to this podcast from. And if you haven't heard, our upcoming Grow with Video Live 2021 is right around the corner. I'll tell you more about that after today's episode, but I am giddy with excitement of all of the things happening this year at this virtual conference. Well, let's get into today's featured content with Sean Cannell, all about how this one YouTuber has impacted our channel.
So I'm super fired up to share 5 powerful YouTube tips and strategies that I think are going to make a real difference in your channel, your business, and what you're building with YouTube. And I actually unpacked and discovered these strategies from Dave Ramsey. Now, you maybe never heard of Dave Ramsey before. He's pretty well known in the personal finance space, but also kind of in his own niche and definitely known around kind of more of a conservative audience and a very conservative viewpoint on finance. He's kind of known as the guy that will get you out of debt, debt-free scream, anti-credit cards. But when it comes to YouTube, a lot of people don't realize, even though he got his start on radio and he's been in the game for decades, that his YouTube channel has over 2 million subscribers. It has over 644 million views. And he actually has a second YouTube channel where he does 2-hour live shows 5 days a week. That's where his radio show streams on the radio, plus on YouTube. All kind of, you want to talk about multi-streaming, you want to talk about being live in multiple places at once. And so he goes live for 2 hours a day. That channel has 124,000 subscribers. I don't mean anything by this comparison, but I just looked up how many Google results show up for Sean Cannell per month. And there may be another Sean Cannell or two, who knows, but that's 373,000 Google results. And then I looked up Dave Ramsey, and it's 14,600,000 results. And sometimes Tony Ariola on the Think Media team, and one of my hobbies is to compare things on Google Trends. Like sometimes we compare cameras. So we're like, is the M50 more influential or is Dave Ramsey more influential? You just type in like 2 different things there. Donald Trump, Joe Biden, Dave Ramsey, or whoever. He's typing like different names. It's kind of funny. So I type in like Sean Cannell, Sean Cannell is a 0 compared to Dave Ramsey, but Dave Ramsey's he's got a lot of influence, and that's just to put it out there as far as, again, maybe you've heard of him or you haven't, but no matter what you feel about him, whether you love him or hate him, despite even the controversy that he's been in lately, none of that is really the point of this episode. The point of this episode is real YouTube strategies that are going to help you win, that he models really well on his massively successful YouTube channel. And the first one is this: create a system and keep it simple. Cool thing about his YouTube channel is he basically has one strategy. We teach it here at Think Media. It's called ASQ, Answer Specific Questions. What he uploads on his main channel, over 2.3 million subscribers, is clips of his radio call-in show where people ask a question and he answers it, or he answers it with one of the Ramsey personalities that he rotates through his show. And so that's it. I mean, that's basically all that's on the channel, is him answering specific questions. One question, one answer, one video. He answers audience questions. Now, what's interesting was I was able to actually tour the Ramsey audience building recently, the office building. He's got 1,000 employees, right? It's a $300 million building that they paid cash for because they really don't believe in credit. And it's pretty crazy everything that they've built there. And we hung out with the Entree Leadership Team, which is just the niche within the niche where they teach leadership. And we were learning about what they think makes a great business, which is also true, I think, about what makes a great YouTube channel. And we've actually at the beginning of the year, we did a YouTube strategy session where we put this into a phrase. And the phrase was, the creator who understands the viewer best wins. And when we were with the Entree Leadership Team, what they were saying is they said, what can often happen in a business, content creators, authors, a church, a pastor, is they don't really understand who they're serving. They don't actually really understand, like they're making products that nobody's asking for. They're making features on their products that nobody wanted. They're marketing their products in ways that are not connecting with the audience they want to reach because they're not using the right words. And he said, the number one thing you should do in your company, and this was advice they were giving us, is you should make all of your leaders and all of your team spend real time in conversation with your audience, in real time, in conversation with your customers. And they said this, they said, the powerful thing about Dave is he spends 2 hours a day talking to the people we serve every day, 5 days a week. Super powerful. Years into his business, he's still in the streets, if you will, in the trenches, talking to people, which helps him maintain empathy, know where people are at, know the questions they're asking. And so he is super close to the people he's serving. And what they were also saying is they were saying, we got people behind closed doors. We got leaders that are maybe coming up with ideas in a closed room that are out of touch with the people we actually want to serve and help. This is kind of a side point. How can you get closer to the people you're serving? But his system is simple. Started a live show. Go live 2 hours a time. Cut out clips. Answer specific questions. And of course, he's got to level up his craft and formulate his frameworks. And he's got a whole business. He's writing books, creating courses, he's doing all kinds of things. But number one, create a system and keep it simple. What's your YouTube system? How can you simplify it? How can you just create a simple system that scales? Number two, live streaming and repurposing content. If you have haven't checked out one of our recent episodes of the Think Media podcast, we talked about some of the new things we do at Think Media that have been very powerful for us. And I saw this in Dave's strategy. Remember how I mentioned he has a second channel with his 2-hour live shows? So he's got a second channel. That's a much smaller channel, by the way. Now, you might go, I would kill for 124,000 subscribers. But in comparison to his 2 million subscriber channel, this is a lot of insight for me. That he's got his main kind of core audience that want the long content, right? 2 hours a day. They're subscribed to that channel, 100,000 people. But out of those episodes, then, they cut out the highlights, and that channel has scaled to the moon. Because a lot of people don't want to spend 2 hours with you, but they might spend 4 hours, 4 minutes, 6 minutes, 8 minutes. So live streaming and repurposing content, he's created a system. Goes live a couple days a week. No, you might not be able to do that. You might not want to do that. For us at Think Media, I do Coffee with Cano every other week. Heather Torres does the YouTube Made Simple show every other week. We definitely don't do it every day. But even just going live, then what we're able to do is cut out clips. And a lot of times those clips do far better than the show itself. This is a powerful lesson I've learned from Dave Ramsey about YouTube success, because he's using the content in multiple ways. That content can also be extended onto social media, and it's helped him make a major impact. And I believe you could figure out if you could figure out how to weave that into your strategy, it could really move the needle for you. Number 3, the power of a polarizing point of view. I love this. I mean, if you know Dave, then you know that he's a polarizing person. And it's part of his power. And he's a great example of this because, okay, he's in personal finance. He's helping people get out of debt. He's helping people manage money. Do you know how many people do that? It's uncountable. Do you know how many books there are in personal finance? Unlimited. Do you know how many channels and people you could follow? It's endless. But one of Dave's strengths is having an actual opinion and a polarizing point of view. What do I mean? He's anti-credit card, and they live it from top to bottom at their company. Like, you're probably not going to get in trouble if you have a credit card there, but it's their value system. They want people out of debt. They want people not over leveraged, right? And so they're living they're practicing what they preach. They know what they preach, but he's got a polarizing point of view. Now think about it this way. There's another guy, personal finance. His name's Robert Kiyosaki. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. You ever read that book? Love that book. Love Dave's stuff, Total Money Makeover. And I'm maybe like a hybrid. Like I have credit cards. Do not tell Dave. I do use credit cards. I know but I just do. And I keep the balance paid off. I understand. I'm not even trying to get off into a rabbit trail here. I mean, I do like the cash back. Like, I'm sorry. I feel like I have to defend myself. Dave, there's no way he's watching this. But anyways, you've got Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Well, what's his belief? He leverages like crazy. Real estate, like flipping real estate to pay for real estate to pay for real estate. They've both been wildly successful. I went to a Rich Dad, Poor Dad event once, and the speaker, this is kind of sketch. The speaker was like, he was telling us to buy mobile homes and flip mobile homes, okay? And he said, and we're like, well, we have no money for this. And out of his pocket, I kid you not, he pulled out a stack of credit cards with a rubber band around them, and he goes, and he's like, this is how you're gonna do it. And this is back when they were just giving out like 0% APR credit cards. And he was like, you could build a real estate mobile home empire with a stack of credit cards. And my wife and I were like, what is going on? Like, this is scary. So, I mean, I'm like, I'm not anti-credit card. I'm definitely anti that, but somewhere in the middle. But here's the thing. They have massively different polarizing point of views. And Robert Kiyosaki's doing great. Dave's doing great. Why are both of them doing great? They're both loud about what they believe. My question for you is, what do you believe? What is your polarizing point of view that you can lean into? Not that you make up, that you're truly convicted by. I think the reason why I respect both of these guys is they're living in integrity. They are sold out. Integrity simply means a whole number. It means you're not divided. You're a whole integer. You're not actually, I'm kind of conflicted. You know why you do what you do. I know my personal discipline in using credit cards to have enough cash in the bank to be able to pay them off and leverage the percentage. I don't feel like I need to defend myself to Dave, even though I just did. And I know where I stand. I know what I believe. And it's not very polarizing. I'm the vanilla guy in the middle that's not willing to take a stand. Listen. What is your polarizing point of view? You know, my polarizing point of view is kind of offensive on a virtual event I did the other day, as I was like, listen, it's irresponsible for you not to be on YouTube, and YouTube is the best social media platform, period. It just is. Like, I was like, it's the only platform where your content lives forever. I just don't want to post day after minute on all these other social media platforms. I love them. I support them. I want to leverage YouTube to build a systems and a team around so we can make a greater impact on those platforms. But as a solo individual, the best return on my time is YouTube.
Itch and rash of moderate to severe eczema disrupts my skin night and day. Despite treatment, it's still not under control. But now I have Rinvoq. Rinvoq is a once daily pill that reduces the itch and helps clear the rash of eczema fast. Some taking Rinvoq felt significant itch relief as early as 2 days. And some achieved dramatic skin clearance as early as 2 weeks. Many saw clear or almost clear skin.
Rinvoq can lower ability to fight infections. Before treatment, test for TB and do blood work. Serious infections, blood clots, some fatal. Cancers including lymphoma and skin. Serious allergic reactions. GI tears, death, heart attack, and stroke occurred. CV event risk increases in age 50 plus with a heart disease risk factor. Tell your doctor if you've had these events. Infection, Hep B or C, smoked, are pregnant, or planning. Don't take if allergic or have an infection.
Disrupt the itch and rash of eczema. Talk to your dermatologist about Rinvoq.
Learn how AbbVie can help you save. You have old pictures on your PC or smartphone? Then this video is for you. Nobody believed me at first, but now everybody wants one. My friends roasted me for getting scammed into buying a flash drive for $35. But once I showed them what it could do, they begged me to reveal the brand. It's called PhotoStick Omni, the device that shocked tech experts and disrupted the cloud storage industry. Designed with cutting-edge file detection and backup technology, which allows it to find, organize, and securely store every single photo, video, and document automatically. This process ensures nothing gets lost, keeping all your precious memories safe and organized. You've never seen anything like this. Forget expensive cloud services. The PhotoStick Omni is the ultimate backup solution, and here's why. 1. The PhotoStick Omni works on all devices, smartphones, tablets, desktops, laptops, you name it. Just plug it in and it'll start backing up instantly. 2. Its advanced scanning technology locates every single photo, video, and file, even the ones you thought were gone forever. On top of that, it automatically removes duplicate files so you don't waste storage space. 3. PhotoStick Omni is the first ever fully automatic plug-and-play backup drive. No complicated setup, no extra software needed. 4. It was originally developed for photographers and professionals to securely store high-value files, so it's built to handle thousands of photos with ease. 5. Since PhotoStick Omni operates without the cloud, your files stay private. No risk of hacking or accidental deletion. 6. This device is powerful enough to scan your entire device in seconds, retrieving lost and hidden files with ease. No need to spend hours searching and copying all photos, videos, and other files manually. The PhotoStick Omni does it all for you. 7. Because it's so powerful, it also has a built-in security feature. Your files are stored safely, even if your computer crashes. 8. It's designed for everyone. Whether you need to free up space on your phone, back up your work, or protect your most precious memories, the PhotoStick Omni gets the job done. 9. It's built to last. No more worrying about losing years of photos due to phone crashes or computer failures. 3 out of 5 Americans lose important family memories stored on their smartphone or computer. Don't be one of them. Now here's the deal. We've got a special announcement for you. Only the viewers of this video will receive a unique 40% discount today. 40% off, along with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Don't wait too long. Some major cloud service companies are trying to classify it as a professional-grade data tool to take it off the consumer market. So if you're interested in this one-of-a-kind storage device, it's time to act now. If you click the button right now, PhotoStick is offering a 40% discount. So if you have important photos or videos stored on the device somewhere, then try out the PhotoStick today. Scan the QR code above and get your PhotoStick Omni with 40% off.
I'll live or die in LA for YouTube. I gotta go YouTube. And so it's just, what's your polarizing point of view? And one of the things that's helped Dave cut through the noise, and you'll notice this, influencers that stand out make a stand for something. Influencers that stand out stand for something. They're willing to pick a fight. They're definitely not afraid if they call someone out, call out their viewpoint. They say, this is where I stand, this is what I believe. And this can really accelerate your YouTube channel. Not something you force, and it's not something that's fake. It's when you go deep on what are your values, what are your convictions, what are your beliefs, and you build your polarizing point of view. Number 4, volume of videos. Now, these are just some lessons I've learned from Dave. We can't all do these immediately because this one's about to make you spit out your coffee and fall out of your chair. How many uploads does Dave post per month? Well, at the time of recording this, the answer is 82. It's pretty gnarly, isn't it? 82 uploads a month. You know, Think Media, we are a team, and we're on the way up. We're on our journey, and Tony Ariola is our executive producer, and we're on our way to 7 a week. That's 1 a day. And after this episode, I'm going to have an all-team meeting, and I'm going to say, listen, if we're not at 82 uploads a month, then you're all fired. That's the next move. I'm just kidding, right? But like, volume of videos. And we've often said that if you double your videos, you double your views. Here's the question. It shouldn't stress you out. It shouldn't make you say, I'm going to stop sleeping. That's where I'm going to get the extra hours. I just won't sleep. No, that's not the answer. But the answer is thinking about, okay, how could I? Instead of saying, it's kind of like Rich Dad, Poor Dad would say, the way my rich dad taught me, he said, don't say I can't afford it. Say, how can I afford it? You know what I mean? Don't say I can't do 82 uploads a month. Say, how could I do 82 uploads a month? Dave is not just starting. Dave had a successful business before YouTube started. So, I mean, you got to give yourself some credit. You got to give yourself, but 82 uploads, there's a reason why he's getting 16.3 million views a month. On his channel, 5,308 uploads so far. Volume of videos, volume of uploads. Lessons I've learned, how can you increase your uploads? By the way, if you go live and you cut out some clips, you could go live one time, cut out 3 clips from that, and that could be 4 uploads. You start thinking smarter and not just harder and not just grit and hustle, but you think about strategy. Just an observation. And we've learned, and that's one of the things we're implementing at Think Media, is just how do we keep quality high while increasing quantity? Hear me if you say, well, which one's more important? In my opinion, quality is more important. I would rather put out one good video than 7 weak ones because I stretched myself too thin too soon. But I want to ask, man, how can we keep quality high and increase volume? And by the way, I didn't even touch on the fact that Dave has personalities. So there's actually about like 10 channels in their network, and they're uploading on those channels as well. Obviously, that's team, that's more people, that's more systems, that's infrastructure. This is not something you do overnight, but it is something you want to grow into. So think about how that could apply at just the smallest level. Man, how could I go from 1 upload to 2? What would I need to do? How much money would I need? Who would I maybe need to hire? What would I need to delegate? How could I turn 1 video into 2 by just being intentional? That could really help me get more views, grow my subscribers faster, grow my revenue faster, so I have more money for the mission. And then number 5, and I also have a bonus tip for you, a 6th tip. But number 5 that I love, and an observation that I see Dave Ramsey do, and some of the personalities, the Ramsey personalities do that lead to a lot of impact, is I see them do trend surfing. Now, if you're new to the Think Media podcast, super grateful that you're here. And I encourage you to go back in our library and look up the Think Media podcast episode about trend surfing, where we go deeper on it. But essentially, it's where you're talking about things that are happening in pop culture, things that are happening in culture now. And I shouldn't even say pop culture, because here's how it happens for Dave Ramsey. It's actually connected to his simple system. Why? Because someone calls in talking about what's on their mind at that moment. So right now, at the time of recording, the housing market's crazy. People are like, should I sell? It keeps going up. Should I buy right now? And so that is actually a trend. Sometimes it's a lot more chill. It's like stable. No one's really talking about it. People are just doing what they're doing based on what their family, but it's an edgy topic. Is it too late? Is the bubble about to burst? It's what's on people's minds. So naturally, many of the videos that they'll talk about in these simple ASQ videos, answer specific questions, are about what is happening in the now moment. So Dave will commentate on the news, on the economy, on the stimulus checks, on cryptocurrency, on the real estate market. And because he's trend surfing, some videos, 82 uploads a month, some just impact a few of the subscribers. It's just a solid video. You know, it's like a solid base hit, but some are a home run. And sometimes when the bases are loaded, it's a grand slam because he hits the right topic at the right time with the right thumbnail and the right title in that right moment and surfs a trend. I definitely encourage you for more strategy and our favorite ways to spot trends. Check out that video in the archive of trend surfing on the Think Media podcast. But those are 5 tips, and I want to give you a bonus one in just a second. And ask yourself again, what's the next right step for you? You know, you can't do all of these things all at once, and complexity is the enemy of execution. So we start with number 1, keep it simple. But what's a simple tweak? Can you start a live show? Maybe once a month and just repurpose. Like you could go live once a month and then repurpose clips once a week and stretch it out over 4 weeks. Like, there's ways to make this simple so that you can go down the path of least anxiety, go down the path of least overwhelm, while using leverage to create exponential results. But bonus tip number 6, that I've learned from Dave Ramsey about YouTube success is that Dave and his team and Ramsey Solutions have built a business that's bigger than YouTube. And you know, at Think Media Podcast, this is our heart like more than anything. You know, we help you with YouTube, but our vision is to help you build a profitable business around your YouTube channel. And we actually are going to be going deep on that at our event, growwithvideolive.com, because it's not just about the views, it's not just about the subscribers, but it's about what else have you built around your business, around your YouTube channel that is in a real sustainable business. It helps for Dave Ramsey because he had a business preceding. He's helping people he had curriculum, books. Nowadays, he's got an app that helps you save money. It's free. There's paid aspects of it. He helps connect you with financial service providers. There's different ways where he makes affiliate income and connections of that. I mean, 1,000 employees paid $300 million in cash to build buildings and is building a conference center so they can do events on their property in Nashville. Cash. They build at the speed of cash, you know, and so touring their property. So what's the bigger business you're building? You know, YouTube ultimately, yeah, there's YouTube ads. Amazing, right? Super chat, cool. Affiliate marketing, brand deals, awesome. But what's the bigger business? And the powerful thing is that all this traffic he's on multiple platforms, but YouTube alone, 16 million views a month, crazy. But what's really crazy is how that leads into other products and programs and IP, intellectual property. And so the question I have for you is, what's the bigger business you're building? How can you build a bigger business that is not dependent on YouTube, that is not all about YouTube, but that's about the legacy and the impact, the problem you solve, the people you serve, who you help and how you help them, and something that can outlive YouTube. And if you want more help with that, I want to encourage you, don't miss our event, Grow with Video Live. We are going to be giving you the latest strategies on how to get views and how to grow your subscribers, and of course, how to really crush it on YouTube. But then how do you connect those strategies to build a real influencer business? And my definition of influencer is a thought leader business. If you want to be an author, speaker, coach, consultant, online course creator, online marketer, if you want to be an influencer, I think about the influencers of old are those like Marcus Aurelius. I don't know why he came to mind first. You know, Plato. You know, I'm talking about like Greek philosophers here. Talking about Abraham Lincoln. And I think about like Lincoln on leadership and different books I've been. Like influencers, people who influenced culture, people who influence the world. And if you listen to this podcast, maybe you want to write a book. You know, maybe you want to create a course. Maybe you want to teach what you know. Maybe you want to be paid for your expertise. Maybe you want to solve a problem. Maybe you want to create physical products and build online businesses. There's so much opportunity in the creator economy over this next decade. And at Grow with Video Live, we're going to be going deep. And you're going to be leaving with a growth plan and a business model and a game plan and clarity, cutting edge content that's going to help give you an edge over the next year. And you're going to be making connections with other like-minded, purpose-driven leaders, purpose-driven content creators, mission-driven people that don't just want to build their influence, but also want to make a major impact and difference in the world while doing it. So I hope you can be a part. It's a virtual event. You don't got to fly anywhere. You don't got to get a hotel room. And we made it super affordable, but make sure to lock in the lowest ticket price. And you can join us at growwithvideolive.com for Grow with Video Live 2021.
Hello, handsome. And hello, random chair. Clean up with Apple Intelligence means goodbye, chair. iPhone 16e. Latest iPhone, greatest price.
Life doesn't come with an owner's manual. Freedom is getting to write your own. So get 10% off a Jeep Wrangler. Or get into a Jeep Grand Cherokee where freedom is on-road or off. Where it's a front row seat to the city. Or a second row seat. Maybe even a third. Life doesn't come with an owner's manual. So get out there and write your own.
Right now during the Jeep Celebration event, well-qualified lessees can lease the 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee 4xE for $399 a month. See your Chicagoland Jeep brand dealer today.
So I'm curious to know, did you know who Dave Ramsey was before this episode? I mean, I've followed Dave Ramsey for quite a while, and before I really jumped on YouTube as a content creator, I didn't really even know that he was posting that much on YouTube. And I love his simple strategy. He's answering simple questions. He's just sitting there. It's just a forward-facing, just a regular shot, no B-roll. He's just answering specific questions. And I hope that you can take some of these tips that we've learned from Dave Ramsey and apply it to your YouTube channel. And if you have not gotten your tickets yet to Grow with Video Live, can you tell how excited I am when I talk about this? It's coming up really soon, August 2021. So make sure you grab your tickets. This is like the coming home party for all of the Think fam. This is where everyone is. If you're a content creator from around the world and you're getting serious about growing your YouTube channel, maybe you haven't even started, or maybe you're over 100,000 subscribers. Maybe you're somewhere in the middle. This is the conference for you. At Grow with Video Live 2021, this virtual experience is going to be immersive and it's going to be so much fun. Along with the fun, you are also going to be taking away tactics and strategies that you can apply to your YouTube channel this year and beyond. We're serious about making sure that this content is fresh and fun, and we have so many great sessions planned for you. So make sure you get your tickets today at growwithvideolive.com. Now, if you know the podcast, you know that one of my favorite things is getting to read your comments over on our Apple Podcast. I got it right this time. It's Apple Podcasts. In other episodes, I keep calling it iTunes because Tony, our producer, has pointed out to me that I'm old and that iTunes is how the old people say it, but it's the Apple Podcast. I get it. That's where you can actually leave your comments and rate and review this so that other content creators can know that this is the spot for them. Today's comment comes from Kathy at Fabulously Frugal. Kathy said, solid, concise, actionable. Yes, I love that, Kathy. I love Tuesday mornings because it means I have more wisdom dropping from Think. Each podcast generates ideas, strategies, and actionable items, chock full of golden nuggets. A must listen for any YouTube creator who is serious about creating change on the tubes. Kathy, I love that review. Thank you so much for saying we're chock full of golden nuggets. That makes my heart so happy because we put so much time and energy into making sure that these podcasts are concise and that they give you those actionable steps to take away from. I hope you're enjoying this while you're driving in your car, walking your dog, doing your dishes, or folding your laundry. Whenever you listen to the podcast, I'm just so grateful that you've chosen Think to be one of those podcasts that's influencing your YouTube journey. Well, we are going to head into our next episode next week, but make sure you get your tickets to Grow with Video Live, and I'll catch you there next time. Bye.
Not growing on YouTube? Learn the newest strategies for getting views and the best proven ways to make money at Grow with Video Live, a 2-day virtual conference. You can get your tickets today at growwithvideolive.com.
After 40, our skin needs more than just a basic moisturizer.
Revitalift Triple Power with 3 key anti-aging ingredients visibly reduces wrinkles, firms, and brightens skin.
That's a hard-working moisturizer.
Clinically tested. Revitalift Triple Power by L'Oréal Paris.
comparison to his 2 million subscriber channel, this is a lot of insight for me. That he's got his main kind of core audience that want the long content, right? 2 hours a day, they're subscribed to that channel, 100,000 people.